Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 234 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. Today we thought we'd talk about Dallas's most walkable neighborhoods. And I think it's so important because a lot of the big cities that are out and about in the United States, one of the big things is they talk about how walkable they are. And because Texas is known for car ownership, I thought we needed to get out there and tell everybody there are neighborhoods you can walk in. I think it's important.
I totally agree. I mean, it's just, Dallas people don't walk anywhere.
No, and it's so funny because we were at an office, a company-wide office meeting, and they had someone from the chamber talk, and we were talking about when are we going to get east-west better lines, and he said, "Y'all are like me. You like your cars too much." And I was like, he's right, but we do need tunnels or something with some different colored lines under the city, but that's for another topic.
Our first walkable neighborhood is Uptown.
Uptown is a great area. This one actually scores 97% and probably contains close to like 90% of the walkable neighborhoods. Maybe not that high anymore, but it used to for sure maintain 90% of the walkable neighborhoods.
And this it's made up of lots of little sub-neighborhoods within. You've got West Village, you've got State Thomas, which is a historic district. Yep. You are Oak Lawn adjacent. You are Knox Park adjacent, which takes you up to Knox Henderson. And they're a really good pickleball courts right there in Knox Park.
Yes, there are, and I know all about them. I got to get in line for those. And the interesting thing too is because Oak Lawn and Knox Henderson actually grew because of the Uptown area. They probably wouldn't have sprouted out at the rate that they did. One of the great things that is through here is there is lots of commuter lines with the Dart, orange, blue, red. Trolley, and then you also have the Katy Trail that goes through here, which serves as a great feeder for both exercise, but also for walking up and down for American Airlines Center all the way to Knox.
Who's the old Dallas Cowboy quarterback? Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman runs up and down the Knox, or up and down the Katy Trail.
Yep, he does. So the other neighborhood that is really seen a huge change over the last few years is Lower Greenville. When I first moved to Dallas, Lower Greenville was not the place to be hanging out at. And things have changed so much. Trader Joe's came in, they reconstructed the streets, they made parking different, everything slowed down. And I think that slowing down and that study that they did really allowed a walkable neighborhood to really come back and take hold.
I agree, and there are tons of restaurants down there. There are a lot of dedicated bike lanes coming in and out of Lowest Greenville. There's Greenville Avenue, which is like north of Northwest Highway. That's Greenville Avenue, and then there's Lower Greenville Avenue, which is south of Northwest Highway, that comes down to about where Bluefish is.
Okay.
And then Lowest Greenville.
Lowest
is this lowest part.
Yeah. And one of the interesting things is this is actually in the middle of a lot of residential neighborhoods like M Streets, Vickery Park, Bryan Place, Junius Heights. All of these neighborhoods really have begun to feed into this area. It has a 70% walkable score, so it's really great from that. It's really funny too, is this is a natural migration as people, dare I say it, age out of Uptown. One of the first neighborhoods they usually head to is going to be around the Lower Greenville area.
The third area that we wanted to talk about is the Bishop Arts District, and this is a really, really incredible district in Oak Cliff that has, taken off so much in the last 15 years. It's crazy. There are Dart Rail line goes right down there into that. We talked about this area earlier. There's a lot of mom and pop type shops there. There are a lot of really great restaurants. It is as close to an Austin style neighborhood as you can get.
And it was actually started, I don't want to say started, but one of the processes began when Paul Kirkpatrick and his partner Mark opened Bishop Art Market. And they opened it like 35 years ago, and they recently sold it probably 10 years ago because it was before COVID and moved to Puerto Vallarta. But it became one of the cornerstones, and then across the street from them was where Hattie's used to be. And now Hattie's is 8 Clove, wonderful French Indian cuisine. You've got to try that out.
I haven't eaten there yet.
And then the other big restaurant that really came in and helped solidify that neighborhood was Eno's. Remember, Eno's was like one of the big, oh my gosh, we got an Eno's. It's a one-off. It's amazing craft beer, great pizza. And it just, this effect just started rolling through, and now you wouldn't even recognize it. So desirable to get out there.
So we have a couple of neighborhoods that are kind of honorable mention lists. The first one is Legacy West. Now, Legacy West is at Legacy and the Tollway on the west side, and it is kind of like the Rodeo Drive of Dallas. I'm serious.
It is so funny, and I really think that Legacy West owes a lot, if not all, to Jerry Jones and the Star.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I think that they single-handedly have siphoned off a huge portion of what used to relocate into downtown Dallas in our area, and now have really gone up there. And it is an amazing place. The only reason why this is not on the list and is an honorable mention is because you really have to drive to get to it.
Yeah.
The others you can walk to.
Yeah.
This one is surrounded by highways. It really doesn't make sense. The last one that we want to talk about is up and coming. And I may get egg on my face about this one because this is so up and coming that there's nothing up. This is actually Midtown, and Midtown is actually going to be...
It all just went down. They
We'll
finally got it all down.
We'll see. Exactly. So this is Old Valley View Mall, and this is actually right beside the Galleria at 635. I think it's at... Montfort, exactly. So if you're in that area, this is actually one day they are thinking going to be the center of Dallas. And that's why they're calling it Midtown.
It's kind of interesting that they've named this Midtown while we already had our Uptown that's going to be
Zach shaking his head like, I don't get it.
I don't. Anyway, it will be an amazing project when it is done. It may be 5 years from now, it may be 10 years from now, but it's really going to be an amazing development.
When you go to their site, it looks like they think, and I don't think it's possible now, but that some portion of the World Cup was going to be played there. And I do not think that when they initially were trying to come out of the ground, that they were advertising like they were going to be hosting something. And I don't think it, because they also did a huge, study group or brainstorm group to try to come up with a new name. Mm-hmm. And they came up with this weird name. It didn't work. And so they went back to Midtown. So I kind of am like, making these my disclaimers that in case it doesn't work, I kind of thought there might be something. But if it does, I was the first one to give it the thumbs up. Hey, like them apples.
Anyway, we hope you found that helpful, entertaining, whatever it was. We hope you found something in it. If there are any other neighborhoods that you'd like information about, reach out to us. We would be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be a Realtors for Life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be Realtors for Life.